The obligatory visit from the king of the four-rounders, Eric Butterbean Esch. There's Ed White, who comes from Parsons, Tennessee. That's just outside of Jackson, for those of you who know Tennessee. And he's never been knocked out. He's 6'7", 255 pounds. He's got a record of 4 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 1 KO, and he's next on the list for the Bean. Eric Esch, out of Alabama and Bay City, Michigan, 6 feet, 320 pounds, 27 wins, 1 loss. That was to a boxer named Mitchell Rose, who sliced Butterbean up with the jab in Madison Square Garden. 22 KOs for the hard-hitting Bean.
Mitchell Rose, I'm told, wears a T-shirt that is inscribed with "I beat Butterbean." I will personally buy another one for Ed White if he can pull it off.
There are the numbers, and you see that White is 6 inches taller. Bean is 65 pounds heavier. There's only a 2-inch difference in reach. Ed White, incidentally, was a 34-year-old pro fighting rookie, and the rules of this bout are the same as for the bout which preceded it, but this, of course, being a Butterbean bout, is scheduled for 4 rounds. Let's go to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Caesar's Palace Top Rank Incorporated, along with your king of beers, Budweiser, present a special 4-round bout. This is for the International Boxing Association's 4-round Super Heavyweight Championship of the World. The 3 judges scoring this contest are Dick Houck, Art Laurie, and Paul Smith. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, referee Joe Cortez. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white and weighing 255 pounds. From Parsons, Tennessee, he brings a record of 4-1 with 1 KO to his credit. He is the challenger, ladies and gentlemen, Ed New Jack White.
Yeah, boy.
And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the stars and bars, red, white, and blue, and weighing in at 320 pounds. His professional record, 27-1, 22 KOs from Jasper, Alabama. Here is the IBA 4-round Super Heavyweight Champion, an American legend, Butterbean.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all time. Shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
Well, Larry, a benedictory comment on the Bean?
Well, Jim, did we just go from the ridiculous to the sublime, or the sublime to the ridiculous?
We went from the ridiculous to the ridiculous.
Oh, boy.
Gotcha.
Roy, what do you think of the Bean?
You know, I have to admire the Bean for his courage to get up and do what he does. I think boxing's gave him a new life. And, you know, you have to look at the positives on what guys do. You know, Bean has a lot of people that follow him. He brings great entertainment to the sport, and I admire him for what he does.
Ed White starts out sticking the jab and trying to land a right hand behind it. Big Ed is a substance abuse counselor for kids at his own high school in Parsons, Tennessee, and in the early going, he's getting the better of the Butterbean. Remember, if you're a big man like Ed and you can work effectively behind the jab, you've got a chance. That's what Mitchell Rose did against Bean in Madison Square Garden. Rose was 1-6-1 on his own professional record when he came in and thoroughly dominated Butterbean. That was a big upset.
Yeah, they looked all over New York for somebody Butterbean could beat, and they couldn't find anyone.
Butterbean takes a punch pretty well, as he's showing you here. Grinning through the assault of Ed White, but Butterbean's not scoring much yet.
Yep, Butterbean is trying to let Ed White punch himself out. Then Butterbean will look to land a big punch and knock him out.
Yep, and Ed's already holding his hands well down below his waist, and that'll be dangerous.
And he's breathing very hard.
And he's separating his hands widely when he throws, and sooner or later he's going to get tagged. Right hand body shot, left hand upstairs for Butterbean. Ed White slowing down dramatically now after a high-paced or fast-paced first minute. Another body shot by Butterbean, and Big Ed starting to breathe pretty heavy. Oh, great right hand by Ed White.
Excellent right hand. That hurt the Bean.
Yep, he's wobbling.
But he'll fight. And I have to give him credit, he will fight.
Butterbean with a possible big money date coming up against hockey player Marty McSorley. And all I can say about that is, Marty, think twice. Another big right hand for White.
All right.
Butterbean appears
break out.
content to work to the body and try to wear Ed down a little bit here.
So you have to lean toward Butterbean because he has the experience.
You have to lean toward Butterbean because he tilts the earth in his direction. He got no choice.
Ed does have a pretty good right hand, though, Jim. I have to give him that credit.
Not a knockdown. And quickly, let's go to Pernell Whitaker's locker room where referee Mills Lane is offering pre-fight instructions.
Okay, Pernell, this is for the championship, and I know it's an important fight for you. I understand lose the chief second. If there's any problem in the ring, I'm going to talk to him, nobody else, okay? The paper talk's all over. It's a WBC title. No 3 knockdown rule. Go as long as I say it can. If you knock his mouthpiece out, if you lose yours, keep fighting. When the action slows, I'll get time, get it washed out, and get it back, please. If you get in close, as long as any one man's got 2 hands free, fight it out. If I ask you to stop punching, please just take 1 short step back, okay? If you score knockdown, go to the furthest neutral corner and stay there till I wave you back. It's a puncher's ring. It's a big ring, but it's a puncher's ring, nice and soft, okay? If it goes the distance, will you touch gloves in the last round? Very good. I'll make sure I get squared away with the other guy, okay?
Oh, you don't have to.
Now, I understand, but I mean, that one that both of you agree to, okay? Protect yourself at all times, all right? No standing eight count, but if you get hung up in the ropes or you go down, you must take 8, okay? If the cut man's in, Lou, you'll have to be out, okay? And the paper talk is all over, and this is where we're going to get it on. And none of the clowning and spinning and all that kind of stuff, okay? Fair enough, brother. All right, I want to promise, all right? Good luck to you.
Mills Lane, criminal court judge from Reno, Nevada. Oh. Butterbean took a hard right hand from Ed White, just keeps coming with his own left hand. Oh! Haymaker right hand by Butterbean, and Ed White paying the price for dropping his hands so low. Cortez finally picks up the count.
8. Hey, how you feel? You all right to continue?
Feels great. Still doesn't have his hands up. Gonna give Butterbean too many chances. That'll do it.
That's it.
Crowd goes nuts. Blood streams down Butterbean's face from the cut under his left eye, but Ed White is gone.
Curses foiled again.
And Ed White's trainer, who is a fellow named Bill Johnson, will no doubt say to him at some point, you know, you got to keep your hands up. Let's take another look at this, Roy.
Ed White had never made more than $400 in a fight before this one. They found him in Parsons, Tennessee.
Here's the first knockdown.
Obviously doesn't have the condition to go at the pace he was starting the fight at, although he was a college basketball player.
Watch this haymaker right
Harvey
hand.
Lipscomb for 4 years.
David Lipscomb in Nashville, Tennessee. Yep. Oof, what a haymaker. Aren't too many times in a so-called professional prize fight, Roy, that you'll get to see a guy bring a right cross up from the canvas. And this was the finish.
Eric, that was sensational.
Did you hear Bob Arum in the background telling Butterbean that it was a sensational performance?
Yeah,
Arum loves this.
And White is one of the better opponents they've had him in with.
Not unmarked, but nevertheless victorious. Let's go to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Joe Cortez calls a halt to the bout at 1 minute, 14 seconds of round number 2. The winner by TKO victory and still the IBA 4-round super heavyweight champion, BUTTERBEAN